Hi, my name is Xinran Li. Here is my video presentation for ECE6303 Homework 4, Question 1. Here is the question. We know y equals to gx and equals to here. We want to find the density function and distribution function of y. Here is the gx. So first, we can draw the picture of y. Y equals to gx. When x less than 0, y equals to 2. And when x is 0 to 1, y equals to 0. And when x is from 1 to 2, y equals to minus x plus 1. So here. And when x more than 2, y equals to minus 1. So from this picture, we can first know that y is from minus 1 to 2. So we can know that the distribution function when y less than minus 1 is 0, and when y more than 2 is 1. And so first we can find the density function of y from this picture, and we can separate this into 4 parts: when y equals to 2, when y equals to 0, and when y is minus 1 to 0, and when y equals to minus 1. So first, when y equals to minus 1, the probability of y equals to minus 1 equals to when x more than 2. So we know this equals to 1 minus x less than 2. The probability equals to 1 minus the distribution function of x2 and 2. When y equals to 0, the probability of y equals 0 equals to x from 0 to 1. So this equals to 0, 1. When y equals to 2, the probability equals to x less than 0. So this is the distribution function of x equals to 0. And we want to find the full condition y from 0 minus 1 to 0. We know that the density function fyy equals to density function fx over here. And because at this function y equals to minus x plus 1, so we know this function equals to here, because this is just equals to 1. And now we know every condition of the density function of y, fyy equals to, for y equals to minus 1 equals to we can multiply a impulse function, and when y from minus 1 to 0, and the answer is, and when y equals to 0, when y equals to 2. And otherwise, the density function is 0. And from the density function, we can calculate the distribution function. We only need to calculate here because this is only multiply some in plus function, so we can know that the distribution function, we can know that 0 when y less than -1 and 1 y more than 2. And from 0 to 2, we know that it's only one condition, so the answer is 1 minus the distribution function of x equals to 0. And we only need to calculate when y is -1 to 0. So we can know that when 1 from -1 to 0, the distribution function y equals to the probability of y less than y. The answer is 1 minus x less than y equals to minus x less than y minus 1. So equals to x bigger than 1 minus y equals to 1 minus the probability of x less than 1 minus y equals to so we can know the answer is 1 minus, and we can draw the picture from the density function of x. We can approximately draw the x of distribution function, and it's approximately equals to like here, and is no bigger than 1. And so we can draw the graph of density function of y and the distribution function of y. So first we draw the distribution function of y. When y is bigger than 2 is equal to 1, and from 0 to 2 is equals to 1 minus fx0, and from -1 to 0 is equals to this one is 1 minus x1 minus y. This is 1 minus fx1, and this is 1 minus fx2. And when y less than -1 equals to 0, and the density function is more simple. -1, 0, 2. This is 1 minus fx2, fx1 minus fx0. This is fx0, and from -1 to 0, this is 1 minus fx1 minus 1. Here is all the answer for the question 1. Thank you.